Hey the berries, hope you're doing well. We're doing another episode of the Unranked to Diamond series, and we are Silver 2, if you haven't been keeping track with the latest episodes. But we are playing with at least some form of Plat players. A large chunk of these players in this game are currently Plat on EU West. I haven't checked the exact specifics, but all their portraits have the little Plat border. Now, we've done Sona before in this series. The reason why I chose Sona for this game is because we already had a Vayne hovered, but I did not want to play a Lulu. Personally, I don't think Vayne's a very good champion right now. And Lulu is okay, but I don't know. It requires a lot of trust in your AD carry, whether or not they're going to be good or not. I think that Vayne is falling off right now. I think Kaiser's actually the stronger pick. Kaiser kind of does basically what Vayne does, but has a bit more mobility, like with the ulti in particular, and the easier to activate stealth. So yeah, and I didn't want to play Lulu, but I wanted to play something that would still potentially help out Vayne if I did get going, but also have a bit more relevance to the team. And Sona kind of fits the checkmark box requirement there. You might have noticed something a little bit different about me as well. I had a haircut today, and today, for the first time ever, I had a beard trim. So my beard is better cut. Usually I do it myself, but decided to pay my hairdresser, my barber, to do it. I think he's done a pretty good job. Ow. Yeah, taking that Striker Q was pretty bad, actually. Gotta try and do the harassment without taking Striker Qs. But I was long overdue a haircut. I don't think I had a haircut for approaching over 2 months. I'm starting to have like a large, thick mop on my head, so it wasn't a great look. She's going to take a turret shot there. Soraka. I mean, if I was the Vayne, I would have just accepted that trade and then just been like, okay, I'm going to get level 2 first. The one thing that we do have... Oh, okay. Okay. I don't like this. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of this. Soraka's just going to use the W. Yeah, she didn't take E second like a lot of people do. She took the W for the extra sustain. I'm gonna die here. Rek'Sai, you need to be paying attention to the situation. One more? No. She completely baited and outplayed them. But you're in a bit of a tough situation here. I'm completely out of mana. I think we just have to leave the wave. I'm completely out of mana here. Okay. I think we're lucky to get something from that. Kaiser ends up on 3 kills. CS wise is a bit of a disaster for both AD carries, but yeah, a bit greedy of Rek'Sai to go for Krugs, I think, when they're right there under the turret. But yeah, the Vayne got kind of played there with the, I can't remember what it's called, when the Elise goes up into the repel. Not sure what it's called. Yeah, she kind of got played. Noon Quiver on the Kaiser. I think Starka's doing a great job landing her Qs, and she did a lot of healing and sustaining that fight. I will potentially be opting into a very early Oblivion Orb and just hold that. This 40% Grievous Wounds. Yeah. Yeah, gonna have Soraka's just gonna heal up here. This is why I didn't want to play Lulu, because I was worried about the Vayne and what she might do. And this is not an uncommon occurrence for sure. Yeah, this Kaiser is going to be very, very strong. Gonna put a control behind us. They are gonna look to be quite aggressive for sure, and I'm gonna have to just pick up an Oblivion Orb very early on here to try and mitigate some of that Soraka healing. They do have a Silas on their team as well, and Jax will also have a decent amount of sustain, so we would be going Chemtex anyway second. It just means it's gonna delay my Mythic. Yeah, this Vayne is having a tough time. I don't know if we're going to have someone else on our team that's going to be able to pick up the weight. Vex seems to be doing okay. Soraka's mid right now. Rek'Sai is level 5, Elise is level 4, but Soraka's just going to be able to heal up a little bit here. And then that's going to mean... yeah. Vex didn't have that much mana. Wasn't exactly a huge amount that the Vex could do to help that situation out. And I could kind of tell straight away that Rek'Sai was going to end up losing that fight. Yeah, she's doing a lot of damage. I'm just harassing their full gold. Nearly level 5, but I'm going to be the last person to hit level 5. We just need to hold on and wait for like the mid-game fights where we can start using our auras. A little bit more efficiently. I'm assuming they're doing okay. It's gonna flash away from that. Kaiser, no ulti. They seem quite in sync of what they want to do to Soraka and the Kaiser. I do wonder if they're maybe duo. It seemed like a kind of a random move to do that in solo queue. We get Herald, they get Dragon. We're gonna have problems down here. We could end up getting Dove. Just harassing. We'll have enough to get Oblivion Orb when we go back. At least it's mid right now. I think we should recall off of this wave. Gonna grab this Oblivion Orb. Control Oracles. I'm gonna patrol more towards mid. Kaiser not having ulti for a little bit. I think that means she shouldn't die. Unless the Vayne actively seeks for a fight. I'm on my way mid. I don't know if we'll be able to get anything here though. assuming this just got warded. Okay. Just gonna use that because at least we'll just use that here anyway. Seems like the Vayne was active and fighting there, the Kaiser at some point. Vayne's gonna recall. I'm gonna see if I can go back to mid now that Vex is coming. I need Vex to interrupt the recall. Vex didn't have ulti. But we're doing some solid ward clearing. They're gonna clear out my control ward down here at some point. That's gonna annoy the crap out of Silas, that ward. It's just for some reason it's really tilting for mid laners that we've got guaranteed vision here. I'm dead. Rek'Sai might better get something here. Soraka's ulti heal wasn't quite enough. Vex used her own ulti and Elise flashes away. Ends up being a 1-for-1. The cocoon into the Silas chain. I couldn't actually move. I was hoping that the Vex would be able to like help out there, but they switched to me super duper quick. I wasn't quite expecting Elise to throw out her cocoon onto me there. Kaiser is causing problems here. Vayne. Ooh, that's a really nice condemn. Okay, I give Vayne credit. That was actually a really, really good condemn. I'm gonna help push in this now. Rek'Sai's done a couple of good moves on the map. I'm happy still that I left Vayne to herself. I think I got a good amount of vision on the map for our team. I'm a bit wary about phase checking that brush area. I think those wards will do for now. Okay, Elise is actually topside. Oh no, Rek'Sai popped Herald by accident, I think. We can try and help that out in mid though. It's not too much point ulting. That's Vex's combos already completely used there. If I ult, it doesn't really add anything to the situation. I've got to be careful a little bit of Vayne bot side. I'm coming back down now. No, hit the Soraka. Hit the Soraka, dude. Okay. Nice, and we get a free flash out. Okay, good. Really, really good. I think Oblivion did quite a lot of healing reduction then. Got about 200-ish from that. I don't know why that caught them out off guard so much, and I'm surprised they didn't put a ward in the tri-brush when pushing that far. I'm dead. It's kind of annoying because I only walked into that brush to help out the Rek'Sai jungle doing the dragon. I don't know how quick they are on this dragon. It could be risky with the respawns coming in from their bot side. Looks like they should have just enough damage to get it before they get here. A dragon apiece. Seems like if I get cocooned, I'm dead pretty quickly. That was a good Elise answer for the play that we did bot side. But in the end we end up 3-2 with a dragon, so wasn't too bad. This is a good Rek'Sai play again. We can play for Herald. I think we might end up losing bot turret. There's no more plates. Am I coming up here. Oh, Darius. Okay. I'm having a bad time here, aren't I? And so is the Darius. He's now 1-4. And we just lost our mid laner. Okay, so that me rotating there just gave us nothing. We got the Herald, but that was it. Okay. I should have paid attention. That's a nice shutdown. I should have paid attention more to how fed their top laner was compared to ours. And as soon as Darius wasted his hook, that should have been a very clear indication to not go in. Jax used flash. Yeah, I don't know. These deaths just feel kind of yuck. I'm getting bursted down extremely quickly here. I'm trying to be proactive, and usually I get away with it. It's one of those games where I'm just not getting away with being the one initiating, and I need to be really careful because their entire team is basically buzzed. This is a good condemn. It's a shame Vex missed her ulti though. But at least we got a 1 kill for free. We also get the mid turret. Could maybe calm down for this Jax, but okay, he's being aggro still. We could maybe get away with this. Do power chord W here. Just so that if he does turn back, the damage is not as bad. Okay, Rek'Sai's gonna die. It's quite an overextension. Okay. Blast game Pog. Yeah, if that blast game wasn't there, then Rek'Sai would have died. But luckily it was. Still being hunted. Spending quite a long time on him. Kaiser slowed. That power chord slow can be so crazy in terms of catching people out. Okay. I'm a little bit surprised Vayne wants to go back here, but I mean, I can... Okay. I guess Kaiser... Vayne doesn't have exhaust. I do have my ulti, but... I got rid of their ward, but they're going to have another one. They might go for me here. I'm running out of mana. Slowed her. That's a really big fear there from Vex. I'm running out of mana though. Trying to walk over the Rek'Sai to shield her. That was a good chain of events. But this Herald push will get some damage to the tier 2. There's a dragon spawning in 20 seconds, but I need to recall. I'm useless here with no mana. Finally grabbing Moonstone. We will move into Chemtech, but I need to prioritize. Actually, no, do we move into Chemtech though? I think I'd rather have Archangel Staff to have the shield to protect me from some of the Giga Burst. We've already got the Grievous Wounds that we need. Upgrading the Chemtech doesn't really do anything for us in terms of Grievous Wounds applying. It's just a cheap legendary. Vex ulti being used. Good. Yeah, unfortunately we're not going to be able to kill Soraka. Dragon will go down. I don't like Vex being this deep. Power Cord W. It's okay. Is she going for it still? I think. I was gonna say, I think that's a bit greedy to keep chasing there, but I'm surprised they surrendered so quickly though. I don't think it was completely over for their team. I mean, we were definitely, the snowball was ramping up, but I felt like they had probably some potential there with the Jax. He was doing well against the Darius. On to the Rek'Sai. That was a strange game. I think if you watched the very first like 5 to 8 minutes of that game, I honestly thought we were going to get Ruffle stomped. Purely because of the synergy with their jungler and their bot lane. They were playing very smart in terms of having the Elise stay bot lane for as long as she did to keep applying pressure onto us so that we weren't able to even be under turret at a couple of points. But they seem to have lost all kind of synergy after that. I think the Soraka roams overall were... I mean, one of them enabled Rek'Sai to die because he overextended, but apart from that, I don't feel like when she roamed, she wasn't directly making an impact, and I don't think her warding was great, especially when she was overextended at the tier 1 with the Kaiser, and she didn't ward the Tri-Brush. Like, they're pushing that deep without vision, and we just caught them out with a simple Sona ulti and then cleaned them up. So yeah, it was kind of weird. Like the mechanical play there from the Soraka, I think, was good. A healing level 2 with the W taking level 2 had a huge impact, and she landed a lot of Qs. But I think her warding was pretty terrible, if I'm going to be blunt. The amount of roaming that I managed to get off, and I think I cleared out 2 control wards. I basically made it so that the mid area was relatively safe during that later stages of the laning phase. Probably contributed to the fact that Vex only had 1 death. It could have opened up more avenues for at least to maybe get into mid. Especially when I was there to kind of answer the fact that Silas used my ulti over the Vex, and then I was around. I died, but at least we got a kill back, I think, onto either Silas or the Elise. But it meant that Vex didn't die, and it meant that she could keep pushing in the wave and then resetting. Yeah, that game was very heavily focused around mid and bot lane. The top lane situation, that Jax completely... I should have paid more attention when I roamed up the top. When we were doing Herald, I should have just waited for Rek'Sai. The reason why I didn't wait for Rek'Sai is because as soon as we take Herald, Jax then knows, oh, they've just done Herald. They're probably going to come top or mid. So he'll play back. I thought, okay, we can play with the Darius. It'd be a 2v1. Surely it'd be fine. I didn't check the KDAs. I didn't realize that Jax was already on like 3-0 or 3-1 or something. And then the Darius was like 0-3, 0-4. Under a more standard circumstance where the KDAs were more even, that roam is fine. But with that deficit, A, Darius is not going to be able to do as much, but B, also it puts me in a much more vulnerable position. Like, Jax had to use the flash. I think Rek'Sai ends up coming up topside anyway and managing to kill the Jax anyway, but like the whole that situation shouldn't have happened in the first place. Yeah, and then just playing Sona in general, you're just kind of waiting. Laning phase is literally just holding on and just trying not to fall behind too much, but once you're able to enter those team fight stages, that's when your utility comes into play a lot more. I think being able to buy the Oblivion Orb super early, I think it helps for sure, but I think overall, I don't think we were mitigating a huge chunk of their healing, at least not yet. I think overall the Oblivion Orb probably only mitigated around about 700 healing that game, which isn't a massive amount for the gold investment and the delay on the mythic, but we were going to pick it up eventually. And taking 200, basically we're doing, I think when that team fight where I altered the Vayne, altered the Kaiser and the Soraka, I think I mitigated about 200 to 250 healing, which, you know, is, if you convert that into, like, if I was to do the same damage in AP value, it's really good value for that little fight. So I think it was fine still picking up. But I don't think it's as dramatic as people think it is in terms of the anti-heal, especially super early into the game. It's definitely something you should consider, but you don't always need to pick it up as early as that. Yeah, that was, I don't know, that was a really strange game. I just, honestly, I had the mindset of, okay, these guys are top tier players pushing in the turret that early on with the Elise. I thought the Elise was playing really smart. Oh, honestly, the first 5 minutes of the game, I thought the enemy team were playing it very well. I think the Vayne made a couple of mistakes. I thought we were going to get stomped, and then suddenly it was just like they played a lot worse. And I think it was primarily, the number one reason why they lost was just vision. I think they got arrogant and cocky that they could get away with stuff without having vision. And I think in their mind, they probably had, okay, like, if Sona comes down, like, so what? We can handle the situation 2v2. Like, if I don't have a ward for this brush, I don't care. We can just get plates. And, you know, worst case is we have to end up recalling. We're not going to die from it. And they ended up losing. So the arrogance coming out of them there, the disrespect on the vision, the disrespect of me potentially landing a double ulti on them. Yeah. I don't think they were quite expecting that. So remember, kids, if you're overextending and pushing in, make sure you at least have vision. Otherwise, you can get punished like that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised they surrendered so early. I think they had a way in. I think it was only 22 to 15. They're only 7 kills behind. I guess gold-wise, it was starting to slip away. They were around about 5,000 gold behind in the end, which is quite a big swing. Actually, we can probably check the graph. Let's check the graph on that. I'm actually kind of interested to see the game state change. If I go to stats. Yeah, because you can see here for like the entirety since minute 4 to minute 8. So 4 minutes of laning phase, there were a solid 1,000 gold, 1,400 gold ahead, which is a very huge margin that early on. And then it was a very even game. We managed to claw ourselves back into it, but we were barely ahead. At one time, we were 300 gold ahead, and then 700 gold ahead. But then they managed to get a couple of kills back. So it was dead on even at 17 minutes into the game. Yeah, some things happened. I think it was that ran in the river that they died, and then we got the dragon, and they just kind of like rage quit. But that was, yeah, the swing there was quite dramatic, I guess, with the 5k. Literally 5,000 gold in 3 minutes was swung. I think we could have probably easily lost that lead though, because this game was pretty close, honestly, overall, until this very moment. I think even in this ELO, people can make dramatic mistakes and stuff and miss position. I think Darius was definitely a weak link that they could have used to exploit. I think Vayne had her moments of actually playing quite well, but also at the same time, I think she, as proven in the early stages of laning phase, she was very cocky and arrogant as well, and like overextending and trying to overreach. And I think she could have easily done that later on into the game. And the enemy team's late game isn't even that bad. Jax is obviously really good late. Kai's is one of the best late game AD carries in the game. Silas can do it alright. Elise does fall off. Soraka's fine as well. So they definitely have like some potential in the late game to do something. So I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling my thoughts on here. I'm just kind of unsatisfied with like how that ended. In terms of like, I would have liked more of a conclusion to that game. So I'm trying to play out like what could have happened. But no, that was it. And that was another game, another win. Still only 1 loss. How much LP are we on now? That's silver 2, 57 LP. Not sure exactly how much LP I gained from doing that game. But, you know, we're climbing up. But I hope you guys enjoying the series. And I'm going to be sorting out my stream now. Yeah, I'll see you guys again tomorrow for another episode of the Unranked Diamond. All the best. Take care. See you tomorrow.